Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys I'm going to be reading this book to you guys that I wrote in high school. It's about my separation anxiety and like what it is. Um, so yeah, and then I'll have it basically looks like this. I used to have like an actual physical book, but I lost it. So I'm trying to find that. But I'll just read these pages to you guys and then I'll have it on the screen too so you guys can follow along. Okay, so introduction. We all have had that feeling when your mom, dad, or caregiver leaves you at school and your stomach starts to turn. You start to feel tears run down your face and you can't think about anything but seeing them again. Imagine it following you through elementary, middle, and high school. Constant anxiety about things like where your parents are. What if something bad happens and I'm not with my parents or caregiver? You can even just have random feelings of anxiety when nothing is wrong. What separation anxiety interferes with. Separation anxiety interferes with a lot of different things. Children with separation anxiety disorder may cling to their parents excessively, refuse to go to sleep without being near a major attachment figure, be reluctant to attend camp or sleep at friends' homes, or require someone to be with them when they go to another room in the house. Being unable to attend things like camp or sleepovers when having separation anxiety can be hard on the child because it's hard for them to explain it to friends. It can also be embarrassing because separation anxiety prevents children from doing social activities. Other kids get really excited about doing activities like this, but kids with separation anxiety get the complete opposite feeling and feel stressed, worried, and anxious that friends will think they are weird. Fears people with separation anxiety have. Depending on their age, individuals may have fears of animals, monsters, the dark, muggers, burglars, kidnappers, car accidents, plane travel, and other situations that are perceived as presenting danger to the integrity of the family or themselves. Concerns about death and dying are common. Refusal to go to school may lead to academic difficulties and social avoidance. Children may complain that no one loves them or cares about them and that they wish they were dead, or even that it would just be easier to be dead than deal with the anxiety. When extremely upset at the prospect of separation, they may show anger or occasionally hit or lash out at someone who is forcing separation. If kids with separation anxiety have an abusive family member or live in an unstable household, the child can become violent towards others or even the person that they are scared to be separated from, such as their mom or their dad. Interview. In an interview I had with Misty Bonta, High Tech High's education psychologist, Misty explained how she has worked with kids that have separation anxiety and the types of moods that they can be in. I work better with them because I can relate to their anxieties because I also struggle with anxiety. I didn't realize going into it that kids could act violent towards me and become violent towards their parents. I didn't know what to expect day to day from a kid because they could be happy or scary. Okay, I forgot to film this part, but side effects of separation anxiety. There are many side effects of separation anxiety. These side effects can be psychological or physical. Hesitancy, reluctance, or refusal to attend events that separate them from loved ones include crying, having tantrums, whining, or begging. Example of physical symptoms that separation anxiety disorder sufferers may have include stomach upset, headaches, and diarrhea. I can relate to a lot of these side effects because I have separation anxiety. With these side effects, there are also a lot of feelings that are added on top, including fear, shame, embarrassment, sadness, helplessness, anger, and worry. It's really hard to deal with the physical and mental side effects of separation anxiety, especially when they both occur at the same time. Feeling embarrassed is something I've personally struggled with because it's embarrassing to have your parents at school with you while you're crying. It's also embarrassing when you have to do separate work because you weren't in class during times when separation anxiety was hard. You couldn't learn the material in depth, so when other kids ask you what you're working on and it's completely different from the class, it can be embarrassing having to explain yourself. Thoughts while having separation anxiety. Kids with separation anxiety think about the worst situations that most likely wouldn't happen. Thoughts like, what if something bad happens to mom or dad? What if I get lost? What if someone doesn't pick me up after school? What if I get kidnapped? What if I get sick and mom isn't there to help me? What if my mom and dad don't answer the phone? I had a lot of these thoughts. Even when not worried, if and one of these questions came up, I started getting really worried. My stomach started to hurt really bad, and then anxiety and stress started to come into play. These questions even come up when I was with my parents because I was just worried about what's going to happen in the future or while I wasn't with them. Treatment and medication. There are two routes for treating separation anxiety: therapy and medicine. Treatment depends on how severe you have separation anxiety. There is therapy and medicine. The most effective therapy is cognitive behavior therapy. With CBT, children are taught coping techniques for anxiety. Common techniques are deep breathing and relaxation. There are no specific medications for separation anxiety disorder. Antidepressants are sometimes used in older children with this condition. However, children must be monitored closely for side effects. I had to take medicine because my separation anxiety was a lot more severe. I took baby steps and found resources that helped my anxiety. For example, my phone was something I used a lot so I could call my mom or dad. I also had an academic coach that I could be with during the day at school. That person could be my one-on-one in case I got anxiety and needed someone there. I also went to therapy and I got a lot of help to grow from my anxiety. The goal I had: I will always have separation anxiety for the rest of my life, but I have grown so much from where I first started out. An example of what I did to grow is that my therapist and I decided to buy a big giant canvas and fill it with around 400 stickers. I would earn a sticker by letting my dad leave school a little every day. He used to sit outside my classroom so that I could check on him. Once I got all the stickers, I was able to get a dog, which is something that I had always wanted. Looking back now, that was such a cool way for me to grow and become more independent. This is me in 5th grade putting my last sticker on my canvas. Once I reached my goal of letting my dad leave the elementary school. When I got all the stickers on, I would get a dog, which is what pushed me to work harder every day when my anxiety was a lot worse, which is now why I have my dog Milo. Future with separation anxiety. For a child who has separation anxiety, you are probably wondering what happens when they grow up. Once the anxiety gets better, you can accomplish things like letting your parents leave you at school, not being afraid of things that will most likely not happen, and just feeling more confident in the things you do. Most adults who struggled with separation anxiety at a young age will then have another form of anxiety. For example, they can be scared of leaving the house or be nervous to go somewhere that is new. Final message. I also want people who have separation anxiety to know that it gets better and there are lots of ways to support it. Therapy, medicine, or taking baby steps. There will be hard times, but you will find ways to cope with it that work well for you. Use your resources that are around you, like friends, family, people that you can trust and love. About me. My name is Samantha Chavez. I was born in San Diego, California. I was adopted at a young age and I have always had separation anxiety. My parents, however, didn't know I had separation anxiety until third grade when I was diagnosed. Living with separation anxiety has been hard, but with the help from family, friends, and therapy, I have learned to overcome obstacles. With having separation anxiety, I have learned to really not judge or assume things about other people because many people didn't know and still don't know that I am adopted or struggle with separation anxiety. I really hope you learned something about separation anxiety while reading my zine. Please, if you have any form of anxiety or a disorder, don't struggle through it by yourself. Go get help and find people that will help take care of you and love you. I made that in my senior year of high school, and I don't know, I learned a lot about separation anxiety, so it was really good for me. Yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.